Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. This is episode 84. Max, we're doing it this morning. Max and Joey, the morning show. Joey and Max morning show. I'm up really early over here on the West Coast. You're up over there fairly early on the East Coast. So how was your weekend?
It was a fantastic time up until about 1 o'clock Sunday when the wheels fell off for the Cincinnati Bengals. So, but other than that, I had a good time.
I mean, I was up at 6:30 over here for the Patriots Colts game, so I can relate to that 100%. That was brutal.
You woke up for that?
Hell yeah, I went out Saturday night with a couple friends of mine. It's the first time I've gone out in a while, and we came back at like 3, and I ended up waking up for it. They're like, "Are you gonna wake up for it?" I was like, "Yeah." So I woke up at 6 o'clock for it. I set my alarm, and I was ready to go. I had the like the least amount of sleep I've had in ages, and I still went for it and I watched it. It was painful to watch, but I ended up watching it. So
yeah. I would have been disappointed if I woke up for that.
You didn't watch it at all, or no?
No, I did watch the end of it. Oh, but I wouldn't have woken up for 6:30 for it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's something to look forward to, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, I watched the Chiefs Dolphins one last weekend, so I had to kind of repeat in this one. So
of course.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, pretty good weekend. A lot of good football this past weekend. There was a lot of good games. Lions Chargers was good.
Mm-hmm.
Your game was good. Bengals Texans was good. Yeah, that one was a really good one. A lot of good ones. Ravens Browns. Some breaking news.
A thriller all the way to the end, which was awesome.
Oh my goodness, for you, especially AFC North. Some breaking news just came in this morning. Deshaun Watson's out for the year. He broke his shoulder.
No way.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson suffered a season-ending shoulder injury in the first quarter against the Ravens. Is headed to IR. He displaced fracture in his right glenoid in his shoulder. Surgery to repair it. So full recovery is expected, but that's terrible for him.
Definitely going down as the worst trade in football history.
That's awful. He finished the year with, in 6 games, 1,115 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 4 picks. So, and all that money too allotted as well. The Browns could be eating some crow right now. They traded Josh Dobbs, remember? They traded Josh Dobbs to the Cardinals, and now Dobbs is like somewhat balling out for the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, I don't know what the Browns are going to do. Obviously, I'm actually going to Cleveland this weekend, and I'll be watching. Yeah, I'm going tomorrow, so I'll be watching the Bengals game in Cleveland. So, fortunately for us, the Browns fans. Fortunately for me, the Browns fans are going to be Bengals fans on Thursday night against the Ravens. So
yeah, and you have a huge game tomorrow night. The Bengals have a huge game against the Ravens tomorrow night.
That's what I'm saying. The Browns fans are going to be on my side tomorrow. Everyone wants the Ravens to lose at the moment. So
120%. So let's get into it. How about that Bills Broncos game? Oh my goodness. It was boring for most of the game. Russell Wilson had a great throw to Cortland Sutton on 4th down there, the play action play. Actually, what's kind of funny about that, Mahomes, did you see the Mahomes clip with him and Peyton Eli on Monday Night Football?
Run, play action. Touchdown.
That was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, you're in the NFL. You kind of know, you're a quarterback like that. You kind of know what to expect. But it was a good game overall. But let's talk about the Josh Allen turnovers, the Ken Dorsey firing. What's going on with Josh Allen? What's going on here? Because Stephon Diggs' brother was calling out Josh Allen. Bro wasn't any good before Stephon got there. 14's got to get it up out of there.
What?
They're 5-5.
How dumb can you be? Like, why comment on that?
I couldn't even tell you.
Moron. It's like
yeah.
It's not like, I mean, what I don't understand is it's not like the offense is, the Bills' offense is that bad.
Right.
Like they put up 22 points. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
Like their defense let up 24.
Well, the thing too about that game for me, it's Josh Allen's turnovers, right? But I think what we've been doing these past few seasons and throughout Josh Allen's time in the NFL is we've been masking his turnovers. Everybody's known he's turned the ball over, but they've been winning at such a high rate where it's like, oh, okay, Josh turns the ball over, don't worry about it. But now, since they're 5-5, it is just completely magnified, and rightfully so. It should be. Josh Allen is still an elite quarterback, but you're going to have the good, bad, and the ugly. Same thing we had with Brett Favre years ago. He's a gunslinger. They're very similar type quarterbacks. You're going to throw a lot of touchdowns. You're going to throw a lot of interceptions. Peyton Manning throughout his career threw a ton of interceptions. Like, it's going to happen, but it doesn't mean Josh Allen's a bad quarterback. It's like, oh, people don't want to put Josh Allen in the elite conversation anymore. It's like, I would still take Josh Allen over about 30 or 29 other quarterbacks, or 31 other quarterbacks, just about, between if you want to go Burrow and Josh Allen and Mahomes, anywhere in that ballpark there. He's still a top 3 quarterback. But to sit here and like just completely just hammer down Allen because of those turnovers, I mean, when you have an offense like that, you have a high-flying offense, it's going to happen. Allen has a big arm. He's going to throw interceptions. Like so I don't really make a huge deal of it compared to what other people are making of it. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about it?
I mean, I really don't see how firing their defensive coordinator is going to do much for them. Or I mean, their offensive coordinator is going to do much for them. If they're scoring, I mean, just like looking here, it looks like they're scoring like 30 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, they're right around there.
Their offense is not stagnant. They're scoring points. So I don't know. I think their defense is probably a little more to blame.
Their run game was really good too. James Cook had 12 rushes for 109 yards. He had that one fumble, but I mean, the game, it was an overall good game. But I mean, let's give some credit to the Broncos here too. Like, their defense did play good. So we can't just say it's all Bills. The Broncos did play good. And actually, Russ played fairly well. He finished the game with 24, 29, 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, like, Russ didn't even play bad. He didn't play great, but we all know Russ has lost his mobility since he's left Seattle. I mean, that's a given there. I know you're not a big Russell Wilson guy, but it's nice that he's slowly starting to turn the corner. But I mean, I still don't think the Broncos are a really good football team. I just think that they caught the Bills and the Chiefs at 2 bad times, to be honest with you. But I mean, overall, pretty good game. But actually, kind of the highlight of that game was the ending there with Taron Johnson and Jerry Jeudy. Did you see the pass interference call?
Mm-mm.
So basically what happened was Russ, it was a 3rd and 10, and the Bills did an all-out blitz, cover 0. There was no safety in the back there, and they just all-out blitz Russ, and Russ kind of just threw it up for grabs, and he underthrew Jerry Jeudy, and Taron Johnson got the pass interference call. So everyone was just...
I did see that, where he ran into him because he was behind him.
Yeah, it's pass interference 120% all day. How are you not going to call it? People are like, well, that shouldn't have been the deciding factor of the game. It's still pass interference, textbook call, right? Like, you ran into the guy, it's still pass interference. It's so funny because
I don't know, because he's on his tail. If the guy has to turn around on a dime, I can't see how a cornerback can stop that.
100%, but by textbook,
he's got position on the field, though. Does he not have right to his position on the field?
Yeah, but he bumped into him regardless. Like, he knocked him off his route. Like, he still, as soon as you make contact with him.
Did the route have to change because he was underthrown?
Well, the ball was underthrown already, but Taron Johnson he wasn't even really looking at the ball too. That's another thing. I don't know. You can look it up and see what you make of it.
The video. I mean, I just don't see how, if he already is in position on the south side of the wide receiver, if the guy has to turn around because he's already there.
Right. I mean, it's a ticky-tack call, but in that situation, you're going to have to call that regardless. He got away with it against the Giants a couple weeks ago. Remember that?
No, but
the Sunday night game against the Giants, where there was 2 holding calls and he was involved in both of them, and they didn't even call it. So. Yeah, he was really upset about that one, though. But yeah, the Stephon Diggs thing and the Teron Diggs thing, that one really got me. It's like, what
the final play call with the rushing the field goal kicker on the field?
Yes.
Bail. Like, you were trying to rush the field goal kicker. They got so lucky. I mean, obviously the idea was to mess with the defense and hopefully get a 12-man call. But like, why would you not just take the field goal?
That's another thing too, though. That goes back to coaching with Sean McDermott, right? Like, we want to blame Josh Allen, we want to blame Ken Dorsey, okay, but Sean McDermott is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. You are responsible for the 12 men on the field. That is on you. That's not on anybody else. The special teams coach, they listen to you. You can't have 12 men on the field in that situation. You just can't. Like, that is just a bad. Yes, it doesn't come down to one play, but a field goal in that situation, when the kicker missed the field goal.
Yeah, if your special team's been set like that, that's it. Game over. You win. That's another thing. Ken Dorsey would not have been fired if they won that game.
No,
it's like ridiculous. Like that play was such bail. Like they didn't really. I mean,
well, right. It's like, we know Josh Allen's not going to go. Yeah, Josh Allen's not going to go, of course. We all know that. So they're going to get rid of the offensive coordinator. Is it really his fault?
If that field goal, if they didn't have 12 men on the field, their offensive coordinator would not have been fired.
No.
If they won that game, that's just dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. It's just a terrible situation. Broncos missed the field goal. I mean, I can't believe that. That was a blessed situation. Josh Allen has 11 interceptions, the most in the league, though.
Yeah, Doesn't
That's a
surprise
lot.
me.
That's a lot. I
How
mean,
many
but
total turnovers? Probably a lot.
I think it's. I don't. You have to look that one up, but I mean, that was just as. That was a gut wrenching losses for Buffalo as could be.
Yep.
I mean, that's just, and they got to turn on and play the Jets this week.
Yeah.
Divisional tough game. If you look at their remaining schedule, it's not easy.
No.
So, but how about this one though? There were 5 game-winning field goals as time expired in the fourth quarter on Sunday, the most in a single day in NFL history. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was shocked by that stat. I couldn't believe 5 was the record break. That didn't seem like a lot to me.
I know, but I mean, just when you think about it, 5 in a day, that's a lot. Usually you see like 1 or 2.
When I think about it, it doesn't seem like that much.
You don't think it's that much?
Well, I mean, it's a lot, but like you would think at one point in time there.
The NFL's been around
for like that many. When there's how many games on a Sunday? 8?
No, more. No,
way more.
What? That's what
on a Sunday? There's 14.
What, 12 or 14, something like that.
14.
Yeah.
I would have expected there to be at least 6 at some point. I did not realize 5 was the record. That means 4 is the most that's only ever happened prior to that. Kind of crazy.
I don't remember when that was. I mean, all I know, but this one was pretty cool though.
I mean, it's probably happened a trillion times, Joe.
Did you see Chiefs quarterback Mahomes says he's worn the same pair of red underwear in every single game he's ever played in the NFL?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a really good idea.
Why? Just for good luck?
yeah, you cannot change your underwear. I haven't changed my underwear in 6.5 years.
I know you're joking.
I've been on such a hot streak. I just keep it rolling, Joe.
Oh,
Mahomes.
What brand are we talking about here? Fruit of the Loom?
Yeah, my Fruit of the Looms don't leave my body.
Oh gosh, they've gone through the Bengals Super Bowl. They've gone through the divisional rounds, the AFC Championship.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Go, it's important. It's really important. You should try it.
No, it's once a day for me. As long as Mahomes said, as long as they're winning football games, I'll keep the superstition going.
I agree. I like that.
That's gross. So my next one here is the Colts Patriots 10-6 win. The biggest thing for me of that game was it was a dreadful game, of course. The Patriots ran the ball really well. They couldn't get anything going through the ground game. Gardner Minshew on the other side of the ball was decent. They had a pretty good run game with Jonathan Taylor as well. Minshew was making like Minshew magic. He was like making something out of nothing. But
I love Gardner Minshew, dude.
Oh man, he's a ball of tricks. He's always got something up his sleeve.
What do you think about
you want to ask me?
What's his face? Belichick pulling your starting quarterback at the very last drive of the game. I think that is the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that was my next point. This goes back to my point from a few weeks ago when Jones got benched against the Saints. He got benched against the Cowboys. If Mac Jones is your starter for the team, if he is QB1, why the hell are you benching him in that situation? I don't care if the season is lost. I don't care. You know how much that kills a quarterback's confidence in that situation?
Oh, it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
That was probably one of the worst decisions Belichick has ever made in his career. And there's been a lot. I'm saying up in recent times. That was just ridiculous. Why would you do that in that situation? Why would you bench Mac Jones?
Accomplish.
What did you have to accomplish? And also on the other side of the coin, you're bringing in Bailey Zappi, who has no experience. He hasn't played in God knows how long. He's not even that good of a quarterback. You cut him, you brought him back, and then you're going to bring him in a 2-minute situation. It's like you had to think at the back of your mind.
Like a lot of the conversation was about how the backup quarterback isn't running the 2-minute drills anyway. It's Mac Jones running all the 2-minute drills in practice.
120%. Even the players after the game were like, yeah, you'd have to ask Bill. I'm not really sure. We don't really know. And then Zappi also after the game when he was interviewed said, I can't say what I want to say. What the hell does that mean? I was just in awe. I was a mess. I was like, are you kidding me? Like I was trying to play the hypotheticals in my mind. What could have been like maybe Jones would have thrown a pick, maybe he would have been really well in the 2-minute drill. He was great in the 2-minute drill against the Commanders, minus he had the pick the interception with Schuster wasn't really his fault. But the point is like, why would you do that in that situation? Like that's a winnable game.
What I think about that too is like, and clip this. Bill looks like the dumbass here because if you put in the backup quarterback and the backup quarterback screws up, you are the problem. The coach is now the problem.
Yes,
if the backup quarterback does well, then the coach is the hero. But if you keep Mac Jones in, Mac Jones is the problem or Mac Jones is the hero in that situation. Like you're not the idiot. Bill Belichick made himself the idiot in that situation. by doing that. Like, I don't know what he was thinking.
So this is another good point here that I've really tried to hone in on, right? So Belichick has had all this success throughout his years in New England. Yes, we know he's had Brady. He's had some good draft picks. He's had great seasons. The Super Bowl with the Rams, they only held him to 3 points. Belichick is a defensive guru. But Brady is gone now, right? So let's talk about this point here. Any other coach in the NFL would potentially probably get fired for that, right? Belichick has had so much success. He's had so much leeway. He can get away with all that. But now it's a new era. You should be if he didn't have the record and the rap sheet that he has, I just think that they would probably relieve him of his duties, because that is just a bad decision. That's just horrible. Like it goes back to the point of, you don't have Brady anymore. Like, what are you doing? I went on a tangent. I was like, I can't believe they did that. I was just like in disbelief. Like, why?
Yeah, that was the weirdest call.
And let alone too, like, this was kind of a going back and forth thing on social media, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Bill O'Brien yelling at Mac Jones. There was a clip from years ago when Brady and Bill O'Brien get into it as well. They're like, oh, well, if Brady can get it, so can Mac Jones. Brady was a 3-time Super Bowl winner almost basically at that time. How can you sit here and say Mac Jones deserves that? What the does he have to work with on offense? Like, you're ripping this kid to shreds. Like, this is another thing too. How is any quarterback in New England going to succeed, Max, with getting pressure like that? Like, it's just there's a downfall with the coach. There's a downfall with the organization. There's no good personnel. How do you expect Mac Jones to have any sort of confidence? The kid looks scared. He looks like a deer in the headlights out there. Like, he just looks like lost. Like, they showed a clip of him on the bench and he looked like he was almost in tears.
Yeah, I don't know. No, he is. That team is falling apart. I don't.
Falling apart at the wayside.
I don't even know where to go. Like, your team is. You have so many deficiencies in so many places. I don't even know where you can start to rebuild that.
The thing is too, is they won't rebuild until Belichick retires or leaves. Or they're already trying to play the hypotheticals about him leaving this offseason and where he's going to go and whatever. But they won't rebuild until he leaves. But this is the last point I will make. The best thing the Patriots can do with Mac Jones is trade him, see what you can get for him. Just let him go. To say, hey, like, it didn't work out. We still think you have a future in the NFL, but it's just not with us, because because they're not going to bring any pieces in for him. That's not Belichick's style of play. So let him go to another team. Let him go develop more elsewhere, because I don't think Mac Jones is a bad quarterback. You can't sit here and tell me that he was second in completion percentage all time by a rookie. He had a solid rookie year for his first year. He had a good year with Josh McDaniels. And then ever since then, really, the wheels have fallen off. So I just think it's tough. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they run it back with him another year, but you got to get him some help. If not, let the kid go, because it's just only going to get worse. The kid's basically crying on the sideline. He looks distraught in the post game, the presser. He just doesn't even know what to say. So, but
yeah, the Patriots are in a bad place, Joe. Bad.
They're in a bad place. Did you catch that Jets Raiders game at all?
No, I did not.
So I didn't really get most of it. I was on the way back from hockey, but the Raiders won 16-12. Zach Wilson threw that really tough interception at the end there to Robert Spillane. Spillane was like this in the camera. He was like, I was like, oh my gosh, Raiders. So, but Aaron Rodgers, I don't really care about the game that much, but Aaron Rodgers tells NBC he targets a mid-December return from his Achilles tendon. What do you make of that?
That's insane. I would love to see it happen. I don't know where the Jets are in such an abysmal place. I don't know if him coming back is going to make a difference for them. Like, their offense is completely stagnant. Their defense is obviously really good, but
yeah,
in mid-December, they're going to have 3 games left. So how much ground can you go? Even if Aaron Rodgers goes 3-0, he's probably not going to make the playoffs, depending on how they do.
Well, my thing here in this situation is, why would Rodgers even, I know you're a football player, you love football, but why would you even want to come back in this situation? Like, I don't even understand. The offensive line is not good. The team itself is solid, but your guys aren't in some like driver's seat winning position. You're not leading the division. Rodgers coming back playing hero ball, not even potentially 100%. What's the point of coming back? If I were Rodgers, I wouldn't even touch coming back until this offseason. You get me a tackle or something, and then run it back next year. Like, fresh, ready to go. I don't think it would make any sense.
Has it in his mind he wants to disprove. I think he wants to. I think because of all the COVID and the vaccine stuff,
That's a
he
good
wants
point.
to prove that he's better and bigger than science, like than common medicine, than modern medicine. If he comes back faster than anyone ever has an Achilles tendon using probably some sort of new like alternative medication or something, he's gonna want to prove to people that he can do it. He's probably on all the peptides and shit that is rebuilding his body faster than anyone ever has. Probably illegal stuff too that is not allowed.
No.
In the NFL. But
jeez.
to prove that after all this vaccine, like he literally will not let that go. So after that, he wants to prove that he can beat what modern medicine can rightfully explain.
Yeah,
so I think he'll come back whether it means it matters or not.
Well, he said, I know it sounds insane, but you do a good surgery, you have a good patient, it makes this possible. He was on the sideline. He said he just wasn't feeling it about throwing passes during pregame warmups the last several weeks. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't think it'd be very smart for Rodgers to come back, especially in this type of situation. I just think you write it out with Zach Wilson. Rodgers comes back fully healthy next year. Yeah, no, I'm sure
he will be coming back. He has something to prove, bro. He's sick of the naysayers. Like he wants to prove it. He will come back.
Well, Robert Saleh said after the game, if the doctors clear him, we'll clear him. So
yeah, of course.
There you go.
Why would you not? I mean, Zach Wilson is literally like the worst quarterback in history of football. So
the Jets' offense hasn't scored a touchdown in 11 quarters.
Yeah, they suck.
The
really
Jets
bad.
announced that they won't be benching Zach Wilson. I mean, who do they go to? So the next
Mike White. Where's Mike White?
Dolphins backup.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I only remember him from beating the Bengals last year. I was mortified.
Oh yeah. All right. So this one is yours. The Bengals and the Texans. The Texans won 30-27. They kicked the game-winning field goal with Matt Amendola. CJ Stroud threw for 23 of 39, 356 touchdown to pick. Burrow had 27 of 40, 347, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Burrow was also sacked 4 times. So what did you make of that game?
I mean, there's one clear thing is that CJ Stroud had way too much time. We lost Sam Hubbard, who is probably our second best defensive end. So
yep.
I think that had a real effect on Trey Hendrickson's output. Like that, without Sam Hubbard, we made no pressure on CJ Stroud. There's how many plays from that game were highlight reel plays where CJ Stroud had 10 seconds in the pocket where he like rolled out and finally found a wide open man. So that was one of that was probably the focal point of our defense, is that we had no pressure on the quarterback, like historically terrible pressure. I mean, our cornerbacks were playing okay. You can't expect the cornerbacks to cover for 15 seconds at a time, or the defensive backs in general. With a little more pressure on CJ Stroud, I think it would have been a different game. And obviously, with a touchdown to Tyler Boyd, the game would have been ours. So, I mean, it's not as abysmal as it seems. Like, we're one catch away from winning the game.
Yeah.
So
did you see?
Or I guess that would have sent it. Would that send it to overtime?
No, because it was 27-24. It would have been 31-27 Bengals.
Right. Okay.
So so then CJ Stroud would have had to
that catch. We won the game. So it's just like the Broncos game. Like that penalty changed the game. The same thing for us. It's not like the winner came out more victorious than the loser. It's just one play that was a complete fluke that happened to change the game.
Yeah, but I mean the thing too is like you guys were down 10 points and you still made a comeback and still made
yeah, I mean, look,
a hell of an effort.
Two picks in the fourth quarter too, which is just super uncharacteristic of him. Which was
but give credit there. Give credit to the Texans defense. I mean, D'Amico Ryans has got those guys playing, man. I mean, it's been remarkable to see, and a lot of people have been eating their crow about CJ Stroud. So, but Noah Brown, Texans receiver, 7 receptions, 172 yards, and Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd had monster days. Chase was 5 receptions, 124 yards, and a touchdown. Boyd was 8 for 117.
I mean, take away those picks.
Yeah,
we had a 30-point game. You cannot be upset about your offense having a 30-point game.
No, wasn't one of the picks tipped? I thought one of them was.
I know one of them was in the right side of the end zone. That was just Joe Burrow looked like he had his eyes closed.
Yeah. Well, before we do move off of this game,
I think it was tipped. I think you're right.
Pretty sure it was tipped. Anyways, before we move off of this game, we got to talk about it because we love talking about MVPs on this show, and I think he's entered the conversation. CJ Stroud has definitely entered the MVP conversation. Do you agree with that? I mean, they're 5-4. His numbers are 61.6% completion percentage, 26 to 26 yards, 15 touchdowns, 2 picks, and they're a game out of the division. I mean, is it fair to put CJ Stroud in the conversation? I really like the offensive rookie of the year.
I think the way the voting tends to go, though, you're not. I mean, I see them finishing at maybe 11-6, or no, not 11-6. Sorry, like 9-7, or 9-8.
Let's say 10-7.
They finish at 9-8.
Mute that.
Oh, sorry. Say they finish at 9-8, you cannot win. You cannot win MVP at 9-8.
Let's say 10-7.
I just don't see it when you've got. I mean, if the Dolphins come back, like I know they've had a tough couple weeks, but like obviously they if they continue being the highest producing offense and they finish with four losses, how do you give it to a team with 7 or 8 losses?
We're going to get into the Heisman conversation later, but I like this. I just like how the quarterback is playing, right? The way CJ Stroud has been able to elevate his teammates.
I think he could potentially end the season with the best quarterback stats, but the best quarterback stats don't necessarily make you the MVP.
Yeah, I know, which is unfortunate.
The best team with the best quarterback usually gets the MVP.
Which is unfortunate because in college football, it's the best player. Now, I know it's a different conversation, but the point here is CJ Stroud has had a hell of a year. He definitely deserves to be in the MVP conversation. I don't know if he is the MVP at the moment. He is in the
MVP conversation we're having right now.
Well, we are having it, but I'm saying people are saying he is
you and I are the loudest voices in the NFL commentary.
Hell yeah. CJ Stroud they're saying he is the MVP favorite right now.
He's not MVP favorite.
Yeah, I know. Well,
no, he's not.
No, I know. But people just saying like he should be the MVP if the season were to end today. Anyways, the point is he deserves to be in the MVP conversation. Will he win it? Sure. I don't know. If he continues to play the way he's been playing, I mean, he's going to go down if he continues this pace. Would it be one of the best rookie seasons of all time?
I think they have to win at least 12 games for him to even have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks like it's going to be tough for them to do.
Lions Chargers. Did you catch any of that game? That was a bloodbath of a shootout. Goodness gracious.
I did catch some of that game. Like they are the one of the plays that stuck out to me was when they ran it on. Was it 4th and 5 or 3rd and 5?
I think it was 4th and 5.
Yeah, 4th and 5. It's just an absolute dog move. Like Dan Campbell is
he's just an aggressive psycho.
Yeah, and I mean their offensive line looks unbelievable. I mean they're playing some awesome football. The Chargers continue to not meet expectations, which is just insane to me. Like they are always just a step behind of where they should be, I feel like.
Herbert was exceptional, though. He was great.
Yeah, exactly. Like we see Herbert play. We all know that Herbert's a pretty good quarterback. Their team with all the big names. Herbert's 5?
Top 5.
Top 5. You're going to push Lamar Jackson out of top 5?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Have you seen the way – do you know Lamar Jackson has 10 touchdowns this season?
Total or passing?
Passing.
How many total?
I don't know. You'd have to.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, with the names that they have on their team, like you would think they would be able to pull it together. They just are not producing like they should be. I mean, that's been the story of Gerbert's entire career.
Gerbert.
What?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson has 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. No, it's funny. I've never heard anyone call him Gerbert.
Really?
No. You simply amaze me. But that was funny. No, but yeah, I mean, I just imagine if they could get a real coach in there. What about this one? What do you think of this one? Belichick to the Chargers.
I think Belichick should retire, dude. He's been in the league for 50 years.
I don't think he will, though.
I don't see anyone hiring Belichick.
Well, according to Dan Orlovsky, that there's already a destination and a place in mind, and it's already set in stone. So we just have to wait and see when it comes out in a few months.
I just cannot see anyone. Why would, as a GM, why would you go like, we've got this old school quarterback that has not proven his worth without an all-time quarterback?
Well, let's just say he goes to a contender that needs like a potential contender, like right on the fringe, right on the ropes.
I don't see. I could. I mean, a team will do it. I just don't.
100%.
I certainly would not go for Belichick. I think you should be looking at younger guys that aren't. Yeah.
Let's talk about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Has he entered the top 5 NFL wide receiver conversation? He set a career high with 144 receiving yards. He now has 6 100 receiving yard games in a 7-game span. He's the first Lion to do so since Calvin Johnson in 2012.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely balling for sure.
Yeah. I mean, his numbers the past 7 games have just been insane.
I think it's also a testament to Jared Goff. People love to hate on Jared Goff, but people are finally waking up to see that he's not a bad quarterback.
I don't think so either. But but this kind of goes back to let's talk about it. They've given him some help. They've given him some weapons. He has a good run game. He has a good offensive line. He's got good pieces.
Yep.
So I mean, everyone wanted to slaughter Jared Goff's head when he left the Rams, and they were like, "Oh, he's going to go die in Detroit." And then
take his team to a
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
2.
The Rams went to 2 Super Bowls.
They won the 2 Super Bowls. Yeah.
Did they win any?
Oh no! Wait, did they just take him to 1? Did he take him? No, he took him to 1. He took him to
the other one.
Yes, he took him to 1. Excuse me, my apologies. Yes, he took him to 1. Yes.
Who was that against the Patriots?
Yes, yeah. And then one of the years he had that one year was the 2018 year against the Chiefs. That hell of a Monday night game. That season he had was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like that year, like 36 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I don't know the exact stats, but it was like somewhere in that ballpark. But he's been lights out this year. So
lights out. He's been playing well.
But there's this one here though has been kind of rumbling. It's just rumors though. Dan Campbell, Lions head coach. The Lions are 7-2. He could potentially. It's not confirmed or anything, of course not. But they're trying to make this conversation and do it here. Dan Campbell to Texas A&M.
No,
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he's making $4 million.
I know for a fact, Joe. I know for a fact he's not going anywhere. Do you know how much heart and soul he has for the Lions? Like I agree. He's out for 1-win Lions teams for 3 years. When they finally figure it out, he's not going anywhere, Joe.
They better bump his pay up though, because he's making $4 million for the Lions, and he can be making a lot more in college.
Joe, believe me.
I'm just saying. It could,
when is his contract then?
I don't know. Look it up.
Anyways, though, stupid speculation. He's not going anywhere.
You never know. Anyways, how about the Browns and the Ravens game? You caught some of that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was watching that alongside the Bengals. What a wild game.
the Lamar Jackson tipped intercept, or the batted ball interception in the air.
Yep, that was crazy. The end of the game was wild.
Oh my gosh, that was insane. And then Deshaun Watson, we just found out this morning he got hurt. Oh, out for the year.
Yeah, I mean, goodbye Deshaun Watson. I don't think anyone should miss him. He sucked at football, and he was a horrible person.
Yeah.
I'm also not mad about an AFC North quarterback going down for the season. Lamar Jackson should go next.
Yeah, how are you feeling about tomorrow night's game, the Ravens and the Bengals?
I mean, we have Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson's back.
Trey Hendrickson got hurt.
Yeah, he's looking good though. He was practicing on Tuesday, so we should be good.
Oh, he's gonna play?
Yeah, we should be good. T. Higgins is still questionable. I think bringing T back would be huge because
100%.
T. Higgins does not drop that ball that Tyler Boyd dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Tyler Boyd doesn't drop that ball either. Like Tyler Boyd does not get drops like that usually. So
yeah,
that was just a fluke play. But yeah. With our full roster back, that'd be awesome. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But if we could get Sam Hubbard back, I don't think we have Sam Hubbard back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it'll be a good game. Hopefully.
Well, I think that rounds it out for the NFL for us. A little bit of college football here, though. Did you catch any CFB this past weekend? FSU played Miami. That was a pretty solid game.
Just watched college. Yeah, just watched FSU.
Yeah. So, well, this one here though, CJ Stroud said that the Heisman Trophy is rigged if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't win it. It's rigged if Harrison doesn't win it. I'll give you Harrison's stats. He's 59 catches. Go ahead.
This is probably the best year for a wide receiver to make it. Like, there's no clear-cut quarterback winner. So,
Jayden Daniels?
You think he's clear-cut winner?
he should be 100%. Then what he just put up against the Gators this past weekend and his numbers this entire season is 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Yo, I'm saying like usually like the Heisman winner is almost set in stone by this point in the season, and Jayden Daniels just moved to the top of the odds-on favorite this week. It's not set in stone.
I mean, you can go if you want to take that route. You can go Bo Nix, you can go Penix, you can go Daniels or Harrison. But I think a quarterback deserves this award.
Exactly. Usually by now it's set in stone who the Heisman winner is going to be.
Just like, about, but Daniels has had an amazing year.
Okay, but what I'm saying, and what you agree with me on, is this is the year for a wide receiver to make it, because the quarterback has not locked. No single quarterback has locked it in.
Yeah, the last receiver to win in the Heisman was Devontae Smith for Alabama.
Yeah,
I was 2020.
Yeah, something along there. I think this is a good year for them to do it. Like if Caleb Williams was still at the top of his game, like he's been obviously fallen way off.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's trying to play he's trying to play hero ball for USC, and it's just not. He just can only do so much. I don't really put any blame on him.
Yeah, I think
it was 2020. He won Heisman. Yep.
I think this is the best. This is a good. There's a good chance Marvin Harrison wins it.
Jayden Daniels is my Heisman to win it. I mean, the way he's been playing as of late.
You're not wrong, but it's to say Jayden Daniels is set in stone is just.
Well, I wouldn't say set in stone, but see how in the NFL we go by team and everything. But college football, for the Heisman Award, it's the best player in college football. Yep. Jayden Daniels is the best player in college football this season. The way he's been playing, his numbers, 100%, he deserves.
Marvin Harrison?
Yes, he is. Really? Jayden Daniels deserves Heisman. Yes, quarterback over wide receiver any day of the week.
No, is he a better quarterback than Marvin Harrison is as a wide receiver?
I mean, he's a better player.
You think Marvin Harrison is the best? Marvin Harrison is the number one wide receiver, right?
Yes, 100. Yes, Marvin Harrison, number one wide receiver,
is a better quarterback than Marvin Harrison is wide receiver.
Yes.
Okay.
This season, it's just, if you look at numbers wise, you just go off of that and what he's been able to do for this team. I mean, he just accounted for 606 of their yards against Florida out of 701 yards. Yeah, you can say what you want about Florida. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
He was 17 of 26 for 372 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he had 234 rushing yards. I mean, how do you even? His numbers were just insane. So, but how about this one? Just 14 Heisman winners have been on teams with 3 or more losses, and only 4 of those winners have happened since Tim Brown was a part of the 8-3 Notre Dame team in '87. So, if Daniels wins the Heisman, he joined Tebow, Griffin, and Lamar, where only the other 3 quarterbacks have 3 losses for their season. So they're gonna put that into play as well. But I mean, what he's been able to do this season has just been remarkable.
So Joe, what do you think if you had to guess top 5 odds-on favorites for the Heisman right now? What is Vegas saying?
No. One?
No, in order by odds, like actual Vegas odds.
Okay, 1, Jayden Daniels.
No.
Michael Penix?
Mm-mm.
Bo Nix?
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit. Okay. Bo Nix. Is it Penix 2?
Yep.
Is it Daniels 3?
Yep.
And then 4, Harrison?
Yep.
And then 5 has got to be, Caleb? Did he fall off?
Yeah.
Give me a hint.
He's a tight end who I don't think is ever.
Brock Bowers. Yep. Oh, okay, fair. I mean, there you go. Yeah, of course, because
there's not a clear-cut winner.
Well, no, because what Vegas is going to do is they're going to account in the wins and the losses. That's what they're going to count in. Bo Nix is, oh my gosh, if Bo Nix wins Heisman, that's highway robbery. I mean, Harrison deserves it over Nix. And Bo Nix has been in college football since I was born. Goodness gracious. Daniels broke the LSU record for total yards in a football game with 585 yards.
Yeah.
And that wasn't his only good performance. He's had even other. I mean, he got hurt in the Alabama game in the 4th quarter. I mean, he would have finished that game out. So, but you see, Jimbo Fisher got fired by Texas A&M.
Yeah, good for him.
$76 million buyout.
Yeah, he's gonna go retire to Cancun.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna go retire. Exactly. There's no reason why Jimbo would even come back to college football
again. He's probably You'll probably see him on Fox Sports like every Saturday or something.
He might. Yeah, I mean, I don't even see why he would even come back at this point. I mean, you've made so much money.
Because he's an egomaniac and he wants himself to be heard.
Well, I mean, their AD basically said that they were stuck in neutral. They need to make a decision, but I don't know who they're going to go hire. I mean, I have no clue. I mean, some of the names that are rumbling out there is Duke's head coach Mike Elko. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you honestly. I mean, you have to open up this conversation though. Dan Mullen for Texas from Florida. You have to. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. They don't. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Texas A&M will do because they have everything. They have the roster, the facilities, the NIL. But he was 45-25 for 6 seasons at Texas A&M. So I mean, he won a national championship at FSU.
I think they should hire
Dan Campbell.
No, Johnny Manziel.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah. He should be head coach.
Oh my gosh! No, I wouldn't. Yeah. No,
Joey, let's get this straight. Dan Campbell is not leaving the Lions, bro. You're losing your mind. I don't know who saw that. It was probably a Twitter bot. It was probably Ballsack Sports that you said that.
No, it wasn't. But anyways, though, but they could go with Dan Lanning from Oregon, but he said he's not leaving anytime soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know anything about college football, so I could not tell you.
I know. We got to get you. Did you see Michigan's interim head coach though crying on the side after the game?
Yeah, I fucking love you, man.
Sharon Moore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting one there.
I'm not informed enough on the Michigan thing. I think it's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors, dude. Let the guys play football. Who gives a crap? They're all trying to cheat in some way, just to act like Michigan is the first person to invent bending the rules is like the most asinine thing ever. Every other team doing everything they can to get an advantage.
My dad said the exact same thing, and the way they did the suspension too, or like after the Friday, like they told him basically right after he got off the plane. I mean I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they just beat Penn State, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if he'll come back for the college football playoff. I'm sure he will because they only suspended him for 3 games. They're trying to work around all that anyways. So, but like everyone said, it's Michigan versus the world. So
yeah.
Do you see all the players tweeting bet? Tom Brady tweeted bet. McCarthy tweeted bet.
That was the corniest shit I've ever seen, Joe. That was so unbelievably lame. What are you trying? Bet. Oh God, that is so embarrassing. I was kind of on Michigan's side until I saw that.
You were
so lame, dude. Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just
Twitter, bro. Why?
Well, the college football rankings came out. Georgia's now 1, Michigan's 2, Ohio State's 3, Florida State's 4, followed by Washington 5. Do you agree with these rankings?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Georgia deserves to be number 1. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, it really does not matter until we see the result of the Ohio State-Michigan game and Georgia, Alabama. Once those happen, then we'll see what's really going on.
Georgia's open up as a 3-point favorite against Alabama.
Yeah.
I think Alabama can beat.
Over, then we'll see the real rankings.
Yeah, I agree.
It does not matter. There's all these undefeated teams that are not going to be undefeated by the end of the year.
Right, and Oregon's most likely going to play Washington in the Pac-12 championship. So that's another one that'll factor in as well. That could also decide the Heisman as well if you want to play that card with Penix and Grandpa Nix.
Marvin Harrison has 250 yards against Michigan. He might be the Heisman winner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think LSU has any big ranked games left unless Daniels just completely takes off the next 2 games. They're playing Georgia State and Texas A&M. So I mean, his case is really already settled unless he does anything more than he already has.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
I think Daniels has already solidified his case.
If Washington beats Oregon, I'm scared there's a chance FSU gets pushed out of the conference.
I don't think so. I don't think they would push FSU out because especially if they finish undefeated, I don't see it. I don't think you could do that.
Finish undefeated.
That's true.
Do you think Ohio State or Michigan? If you have what are they, Pac-12 Washington?
Yes.
Yeah, if you have a Pac-12 conference winner undefeated and you have ACC conference winner undefeated, do you have to push out the loser of Michigan Ohio State? You must.
I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, Michigan's 2, Ohio State's 3. You can't have them both in. Everybody knows that. So you're going to have to push out one. Yeah. So
if anyone else has a 1-loss season, like Washington, they're not going to make it. If FSU has a 1-loss season, we're out.
Obviously. Well, they're
going to do everything in their power to put Ohio State and Michigan in the.
They're going to put everything in their power to put Alabama in if they beat Georgia.
Yep.
So and Alabama's
if Alabama beats Georgia, then the loser of Michigan Ohio State is going to have to go out.
Yeah, because Alabama's 8 right now behind Texas, and I think Alabama's a better football team than Texas now. They lost to them in the beginning of the season, but now I think they're a better team. Texas just lost their starting running back Jonathan Brooks. Quinn Ewers hasn't looked the best because he's come back from injury. I think Alabama would beat them at a neutral site now compared to the beginning of the season. I still think Alabama can beat Georgia. The way Munroe's been playing these past few weeks, I know everyone's going to say nobody can beat Georgia. If there's one team in the country that can beat Georgia, it's Alabama because Saban knows Kirby better than he knows himself.
Yeah, so, I'm worried about that. Like, if we have to figure out a way to get Alabama in the top 4, FSU is like not looking good.
And I actually, you know what's kind of funny? Kirby has never beaten Nick in Atlanta. If you look that up, Kirby Smart has never beaten Nick in Alabama. No, or in Atlanta. Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, it was kind of funny because at the beginning of the year, everyone was like, "Oh, the wheels are falling off for Alabama. They're done. And now here they are in the SEC championship with Georgia again. So. Yep. I mean, I think if there's any team that can beat Georgia in the country, it's Alabama because Saban knows Kirby better than himself. Munroe's been playing at a really high level these past few weeks. He's hitting on all cylinders. The defense is playing really well. They just came off a massive win against they just played Kentucky. So, I mean, I think it's just going to be a great end of the season here coming up.
Do you think Bama goes? If Bama takes the SEC championship, does Georgia drop out of the top 4?
No, they would only drop them.
Say you have undefeated FSU, undefeated Michigan, undefeated Washington, and then SEC championship. Who do you kick out of there for Georgia?
Well, one, Georgia's going to stay regardless because the committee will do everything in their power to keep them in. So Michigan or Ohio State is already getting bounced because whoever loses between Michigan and Ohio State are getting bounced. And then you have to decide how you want to do the 4 spot. So Alabama will get in, Georgia, those are the 2, Ohio State or Michigan, and then either FSU, Washington, or Oregon.
I mean, I don't see Oregon with a loss I don't see them getting in.
If Oregon
undefeated, I'm talking about undefeated conference champions because
you're talking about
are not getting.
You're talking about FSU and Washington.
If FSU and Washington are both undefeated, one of them is not going to make it in, and that's
correct.
That's ever happened.
I don't think FSU would get in. Mm-mm. Because I think they would go straight.
I'm just talking about if Alabama beats Georgia.
Right. Of course. I mean that you're actually hoping that Georgia beats Alabama, because then FSU doesn't get in.
And I mean, as long as Washington loses, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
But I could be no, I wouldn't say that. I don't want to say I could be completely wrong. They'll put in Alabama in if they beat Georgia, 100%. They will make sure they're in there. But the thing is, too, is the rest of there's 2 games left. The teams in front of Alabama could still flop. Who knows? Washington could lose to Oregon State this weekend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? I mean, anything could happen.
If Washington loses, and I don't think we have anything to worry about.
No. So
we're undefeated and we're ACC champs. We're not getting bounced.
No, I don't think so at all. So FSU, who are they going to play in the ACC championship? Is it North Carolina?
I don't know.
It's oh no, it could potentially be Louisville too, right?
Oh yeah, Louisville if they win this week. Yeah.
Louisville tries to clinch ACC berth.
That'd be
Louisville versus Miami will decide the ACC championship. Oh yeah, North Carolina can't get in. Excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, so it's Louisville or Miami.
Why can't North Carolina get in?
I think because they already have 2 losses. Yeah, Louisville versus Miami will decide the ACC championship game. Yep. Wow, that's going to be interesting. I would love to see Louisville and FSU.
If Louisville loses, who goes to the ACC championship then?
Miami.
Don't they have 3 losses?
Louisville versus Miami will decide the ACC championship game.
Miami's not going to the ACC championship. They have 3 losses.
It says right here, Louisville will clinch an ACC spot in the ACC championship game at least one of the following 3 scenarios. Louisville beats Miami. North Carolina loses.
That'll decide who goes, but who's second?
Yeah. Let's see. It's Florida State clinch a spot. We all know that. So it's...
Could it be Clemson?
They're 5-4. Or sorry, they're 6-4, aren't they, Clemson? You'd have to look it up. I mean, it's. I mean, we have FSU's in it regardless. So I mean, really,
UNC would be second.
So they could still get in. Okay, excuse me, sorry about that. I thought they were still in there. Yeah, if anything, I think you'd rather play UNC over Louisville the way Louisville's been playing this season, and that's not a guarantee for FSU. Either one of those games, those are both going to be dogfights.
Yeah. Yeah, it's oh my god, yeah, Clemson is.
I'll definitely be watching that game, North Carolina versus FSU, because I could be looking at my future quarterback, Drake May. No.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right, a little bit of pop culture. You ready?
Yeah, of course, Joe. Let me hear about Taylor Swift.
I haven't even gotten there yet. Wasn't even going to say her yet.
Okay. We are talking about Taylor Swift though.
Maybe in a little bit, not yet. Before we wrap up, did you see this one though? Have you been keeping up with your pop culture news?
I try to.
All right, Starbucks customers are camping out for red Stanley Cups and selling them for hundreds of dollars. Did you see this? They on November 2nd, they dropped a red Stanley Cup for $49.95. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't understand what the point of these fad cups are, and what are they to do with Starbucks?
I don't even know. They're just a Stanley quencher. It's a holiday type shade of red, so it's a holiday type cup for Starbucks people that love their Starbucks coffee, and they need to have another $50 cup. For what reason?
For you to throw them away in 2 years. Like
a Starbucks worker, he said he came in for opening shift and there was a group of people that slept with tents outside for cups.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I can't believe that. All right, so your favorite part, this one here. Andy Reid said he's glad Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift found each other. That's a good thing. Big Red.
Yeah,
that's so funny. What did you think about that?
Well, I mean, Andy Reid just wants Travis Kelce to be out of the clubs, I think.
Yeah.
He wants him to shape up. Yeah, I mean, good for them. Did you watch the New Heights podcast?
No,
with Andy Reid.
Oh, a while ago? No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
It was a while ago. I wasn't sure if that was recent.
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it. Travis Kelce's mom, Donna, sees Taylor Swift's Eras Tour movie. His son watches live show in Argentina. So there was a fan, actually, that saw Travis Kelce's mom at, actually, your state, Florida, and she was at a little theater down there in Florida. I don't know what city it was, but there was a girl, and she was like, oh my God, it's Donna Kelce's doppelganger. And then after the show, she found out it was actually Donna Kelce. Mm-hmm. And she was like in awe. She was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. Like I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I'm just here to watch the Eras Tour, the movie. Yep. So I thought it was kind of funny. Did you see Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito still lives at home?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, what a life, I guess. He's stacking up some money.
What's wrong with that?
Not worrying about anything but football. What's wrong with that? If you can keep your focus on football, do it as long as you can. It's pretty. How rare is it that your family lives within 10
miles, 15 miles
driving distance to the stadium, to the stadium that you get drafted at?
What's wrong with that? But people were like ripping Tommy DeVito in the comments, like, what's wrong with him living at home? I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, how old is he? He's like 24.
He's an undrafted free agent from Syracuse. His family's from New York. Like they're really like homegrown family. They're Italian. Like that's their thing. Like what's the issue with DeVito living at home?
That's Italian culture, dude.
Yeah, like people are like, oh, you shouldn't be living at home. You're an NFL football player. It's like, huh? Like he's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, he's gonna ride it out as long as he can. Take his rookie contract. If he never plays again, he's saved, I don't know, $700,000, and he can go buy himself a house and start his life.
I don't have to worry about laundry, about eating dinner. It's all taken care of for me. Everything's handled by my family. He's living the life.
Focus on football.
Yeah, I mean, his dad was actually pissed though during the Cowboys Giants game because they ran a really shitty play on 4th down. He was so mad. He's like, just like completely. I mean, the Giants are a mess.
We didn't even talk about the Cowboys today, Joe.
What there really isn't anything to talk about. They blew out the Giants.
Stomped the Giants.
Yeah, they blew out the Giants. There really isn't anything to talk about.
Your Tony Pollard, not a 3-down back conversation. It keeps coming true. They have 49 points. He still can't score a touchdown.
So bad. I mean, it's kind of, I reposted it like another one, and people are starting to understand and agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing too, Max, is a lot of these people that comment on these videos don't actually watch the games. They just see the highlights and they just see the flashy plays. They don't actually watch the game, so they don't really listen. Tony Pollard's not a bad running back. I just don't think he's a bell cow guy, and I think that's a fair assessment. They have a great offensive line. I don't really see there's an issue with saying Pollard's not a bell cow back. Mixon's a bell cow. Pollard's not. So, but you actually, this one here, you texted me the clip of Travis kissing Taylor. You jumped on it right away, and I was like,
I was losing my mind.
Were you really?
Every angle, Joe.
Oh, you did. I just saw that this morning. I saw the every angle this morning. Yeah. That was funny. Oh, that was a good one there. So
I think the Swifties are losing it.
I ran into some Swifties this past weekend.
How what I don't understand is how people are so surprised that they just kissed. It's like they're doing much worse in
after because how it like was played out. Taylor Swift ran right up to him after the show. He waited for her behind the stage, like beside of the stage. The security was there. Like they were like, it was the whole thing. Like it's supposed to. Well, of course they played it up too. Like it wasn't just
so where does the term bell cow coming from?
You can look it up. This says it online.
That's what I'm asking you. Is a trivia question.
Oh.
I've already looked it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a running back in the day?
Yeah, but what does that mean? Why? Where does bell cow running back come from? Are you looking it up? You're reading.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not looking it up. I promise you. I'm not looking it up.
What does that mean? What is it? What is a bell cow?
Ooh. Oh, geez. You're stumping me here. Let me think. Bell cow. Let's see. A cow that runs hard?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't know then.
It comes from the term because on a farm, the bell cow is the cow that gets the most rushing attempts.
Oh god, that's hilarious! I love that. Oh my god!
I think really in reality it's a
I'm gonna flip.
A cow in a herd. The one that has the bell is like the biggest of the pack or something.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so now in my mind, I'm going to think of a running back as a cow, like a bell cow.
Yeah, it's something to do with the farm.
All right, so who's your bell cow? Who's your favorite bell cow running back of all time?
Probably Marshawn Lynch.
All right, I'll go Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis? No.
Like the term bell cow for like.
Yeah, no, you can't pick Jerome Bettis, dude.
Why is it a cheat code? Oh,
he's a Steeler. You don't.
All right, no,
you don't want to do that.
All right, if I won't pick him, I'll pick Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson's a good one.
Yeah, boom, the bell cow. Yeah, that's so funny.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Bell cow.
Yeah.
I mean like big brute muscly guy, you know, like.
Oh, you're talking about big muscly guy. Okay.
I'm talking about like big, like just like truck.
Probably
just
boom.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, that's a funny one. Yeah, I mean, I really, that's really it for pop culture because we already saw all about the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce stuff. I mean, there really isn't much more to talk about from it.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that does it for us. I did see this one though in Florida. There was a Burmese monster python that weighed 198 pounds that was captured in Florida. The snake was caught by 5 hunters. Did you see that? It was actually the Big Cypress National Preserve on a Friday.
Yeah, Joe. On another podcast, I'm a part of the Sanibel Captiva Guide podcast. We actually had a python hunter on our podcast. It was a very interesting talk that I had.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
What was the most interesting thing you took away from him?
It was a woman. It was not a him. Yeah, it was a lady. She's a python hunter.
Oh my goodness.
I think that the most interesting thing is that you have to be a literal lunatic to go out hunting pythons.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it doesn't pay that well, weirdly.
Oh, there was one more thing, and my apologies here. Taylor Swift asks fans not to throw things on stage at Argentina's The Eras Tour. It really freaks me out. Have you seen about this whole thing with people throwing stuff on stage? Because this isn't the first time that fans have thrown stuff on stage. But if you're like a diehard Swiftie fan or you're a diehard fan of the artist or the musician, why are you throwing stuff on stage? Like, what good does that do? Like, I don't understand why you'd be doing that. Like, if you're paying a ton of money to go to the show, especially how expensive the concert tickets are, why would you be throwing all this stuff on the stage? Like, she's going to respond, and that they will then potentially pause the show. Like, what's the point of that? Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't understand why anyone would ever throw anything on stage. You're going to get kicked off out of the stands. Like, you're just going to ruin your own time. It's the dumbest thing ever.
And you could potentially get her hurt too, or like Taylor Swift getting hurt.
There's nothing good that comes of throwing stuff on stage. I don't know why anyone does it anywhere at any point.
But if you're a diehard fan, if you're a Swiftie or you're a diehard fan of this artist or musician, what's the point of doing this? Like, that like there's going to be like backlash for it. Like, I don't know. I just think it's so dumb. If you love an artist and musician so much that you shouldn't be doing that. If you care so much about them that you portray you do, what's the point? So, but anyways, last one here though. Do you think it's too early for Christmas decorations and music and the whole thing about it? Like, what are your thoughts about this?
I wish I could walk you through my house right now. It's completely Christmased out.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I know. Yeah, November 1st, we got all of our Christmas decorations up here.
What was your favorite ornament you put up?
My Bengals ornament.
Oh yeah, you took it out of the little like box and you.
My roommate gifted it to me actually.
Wow.
Rachel, she gifted me that. Aaron got. Oh wait, no. Aaron got a Ravens. My roommate Aaron got a Ravens one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel gifted us some ornaments, so we hung those up on the tree.
Nice.
I mean, I love Christmas decorations. I love the Christmas feel. I mean, I'm not against it. I would never do it, but I don't.
November 1st is really early.
Seeing Christmas decorations. I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year.
Well, yeah, because it's your birthday too.
It's my birthday. We finally get good weather in Florida, so it's a win-win all around. For December in Florida is the best weather on earth. So.
I think it's way too early for Christmas decorations, especially November 1st. I can understand after Thanksgiving because then like Thanksgiving is over. You've had all the turkey and the ham and the sides, the beans, greens, potatoes, beans, But Christmas right after Thanksgiving is like the perfect time because then you start getting into the spirit. You get the good, feel, the vibes. But before that, we're just getting over Halloween. So I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. You're feeling the same way though.
Yeah, Joe. I don't mind it, but I would never do it personally.
Fair. Alrighty, well, guys, that does it for us. The Inquisitive Mamba podcast is on Spotify. It is on Apple Podcasts. It's on TikTok, the clips. It's on YouTube as well. Episode 83, another one in the books with Max and Joey. We recorded this morning. This was a fun one. We talked about...
morning show.
I've been watching the morning show on Apple TV, and it's sorry. Have you been watching any shows lately?
I've been watching Welcome to Wrexham Season 2. Highly recommend. Welcome to Wrexham is my favorite show probably of all time. I've never binge watched a show so hard. So Season 2 has been amazing. It's actually ridiculous, like the way you cheer for a team that is, well, first of all the games that you're watching have already happened 6 months prior.
Yeah.
But still just get the goosebumps watching these games. It's insane.
I actually, before we wrap up here, I just finished the Beckham documentary. I forgot to tell you that.
That is insane.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? I won't say anything. All right, fine. You got to watch that. I won't say anything, but it is really good. I never knew about the whole life story with Beckham and his wife and everything, but it's awesome. Check it out. That's your homework for next week's episode.
All right, Joe.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.